Diadem is easily controlled. She is easily controlled. Before, I used to call her two-faced, but I've taken my time to study her. When she likes you, she makes a fool of herself. The beach party, she wanted to be the 2,500 naira per day bouncer for Dabota. The experience that I've had with Dabota in the past has been bittersweet. When I reached out to her in the lowest time of her life, I showed her kindness, I showed her love. Few months after I walked out from my matrimonial home, Dabota was in my matrimonial home dancing one corner with another woman, thinking that was going to be the next missus. Once we're in a close group, I'm giving you that respect, but now you want to be, what do you want to be my friend for? You were not my friend before. You want to be my friend now? But guess what? You are still in the same space with those women.
What? Okay, listen, for real, guys, listen. At this point, I need someone to tell me that this thing between Caroline and Dabota is just for the show, that it's scripted, because this is just too real for TV. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that this is a reality TV show. Yes, I know. We're looking for the sauce, we're looking for the spice, we're looking for the reality in the show. I get it. But this one is too deep. This one is too real for TV. As a matter of fact, guys, I had goosebumps listening to Caroline spill all of those things about her history with Dabota. Guys, I don't know. It was just so mind-boggling. I'm shook. Yes, I am shook. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Because I have a lot of questions. And don't get me wrong, I do not doubt anything that Caroline shares or any of these ladies are sharing, because hey, I am not in their life. I do not live with them. I don't roll with them. So I don't know what's going on in their space, in their circle. But hey guys, this one is heavy. Hey God, this one is heavy. And speaking about the questions I have, listen, whilst Caroline was sharing what exactly had transpired between herself and Dabota, guys, first question that came to mind was, hold on a second. This lady did this to you 7 years ago, but you still went to her house. She was supposed to visit your house. First of all, why would you even why would you even extend an invitation for her to visit your house? For someone that betrayed you in that manner. Yeah. Why would you even extend that invitation? And then she could not come. Then you drove yourself all the way from Banana Island to Ikate, as you said on the previous episode. You went to her house to visit. You sat down. You broke bread. Okay, she did not eat the bread with you. You know what I mean? She did not eat the meals that she served. You ate food from her table. You had a drink. There was this chummy vibe between both of you from what we saw on that episode. You guys were chilled, you were cool, you hugged each other, and then you left her house. And then she invited you for, a staycation at a beach resort. And you were so nice, showed her a lot of courtesy, especially because we're running late. We're very respectful, very humble about it. You kept on calling to, check in and to give her location. You were constantly updating her on your location. You were doing all of these things. And here I was as a viewer thinking that all was well. Question is, why were you so kind and nice to Dabota if she did all of those things to you 7 years ago? And then you had to now wait for Dabota and Diadem to have issues with you. No, Diadem to have issues with you, and then Dabota to have issues with Sophia, Diadem to also have issues with Sophia, and now you're choosing now to vent, to spill about everything that Dabota had done to you 7 years ago. Can somebody please make it make sense? Because at this point, I'm shook. I'm shook. I'm confused. And more importantly, I'm actually really scared because I'm like, hey, this Caroline this season, hey, the arsenal that she came with this season, it choke. The arsenal she came with this season, this woman is holding no hostages. She's just pa, 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 pa. Sophia was right. She's just guns blazing everywhere, everywhere. Her mouth is loose. She's just pa, 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 pa. She's just pouring it all out. And this is not to say that from what she explained about what Dabota did to her, that it was actually right. I mean, guys, let's even go over it again, right? So according to her, when Dabota had issues in her marriage, right, and they were dragging her on social media, she did not know Dabota like that, right? But she extended a hand of support to Dabota because she too had gone through a similar experience, right? She showed support, she showed love, care, and Dabota was quite receptive and appreciative of it. Only for her to now have her own, final issues where she left her marital home. And then before she knew it, not long after, Dabota had gone with another person that was trying to step into her position as wife to her ex-husband, right? So Dabota was friends with that person and they had gone to her house and they were dancing according to Caroline, one corner. I don't know what that means. They were dancing one corner. And according to her, she had reached out to Dabota to be like, girl, what are you doing there? Like, you're not supposed to be there, And instead of Dabota to be quite responsive to her, Dabota had blocked her. I mean, guys, I understand. And I understand as well that people handle issues differently. Yeah, I get it, right? I mean, left to me, this is something I would have probably trashed out as a then. And if I decide not to have anything to do with Dabota anymore, even if we meet on the show, the Real Housewives of Lagos show, I will not pretend like I am cool with you. If you invite me to a beach resort, I will not show up. Even if I show up, maybe, okay, fine, 7 years later, we probably never had time to talk about all the things you did to me or how you betrayed me. I'm going to make sure I talk to you about it. But I felt like Caroline was too sweet to Dabota to the point that we thought they had already bonded. We thought they had no single issues whatsoever existing between them at all. So now that she's spilling all of these things, guys, I am shocked. Once again, it makes me wonder that, okay, Caroline, I might not be able to relate with your hurt and how deeply Dabota caught you with her betrayal. But sincere question to you. When you visited Dabota's home, right? Did you have a conversation with her? Because we know that production does not show us everything. We know that the show is heavily edited. We know, right? So let's give her that benefit of doubt, right? You went to Dabota's house. Question is, after 7 years, right? And people are just reconnecting again. Did you have that conversation with Dabota? If you didn't, wasn't the beach resort an opportunity to have like a one-on-one conversation with her? Because what's going on? I mean, guys, hey, God. Truth be told, though, if Dabota truly did what Caroline said she did, then I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to feel. I might not even be talking to her on the show. Like, I won't even be cordial. Forget maturity. I'm not going to be the bigger person. I'm not going to be cordial. It's, girl, you are deuces. You are ghost to me. Yeah. And so, guys, I don't know if you get where the confusion is coming from. Right from the beginning of the season, Caroline did not give off any energy of negativity towards Dabota. She did not give off any inclination that, this lady did XYZ to me. So now it's looking like, she had to wait for Diadem to offend her. And so because she's upset with Diadem, she's now digging up bones from the past about what Dabota did to her. For me, it's like, wow, that's really petty. And speaking of Diadem, Ah, Lord have mercy. I so wish that all of these things that Caroline was saying, to describe Diadem's personality, and how disappointed she is in Diadem, that she would have a one-on-one conversation with Diadem about it. Yes. And the reason I say this is because one would expect that because she's older than Diadem, right? If having a proper conversation with Diadem did not work in the general group space, why not give her another chance? Invite her out to maybe lunch or dinner or something, right? And as a big sister, have a conversation with her. And then if the girl is still rude to you, probably gives you attitude and whatnot, then you can go on this ranting and reporting spree, to whoever you choose to, right? Or maybe just choose to just die the matter. But for me, I just felt like a lot of the things that Caroline said about Diadem, I felt like it was just a lot. It was a bit much. Yes. I mean, I get it. Diadem really offended her. Diadem really hurt her. But I just felt like it was a lot. And it would have been better if she spoke to Diadem about it other than saying it. Because the way she said it came off a bit malicious. She probably had no intentions of being malicious about it, but it kind of came off a bit malicious, saying that the girl can be easily controlled, saying that she's like all these 2,500 naira bouncers, guarding Dabota because she's always jumping in on Dabota's issues. I mean, guys, I totally agree with Dabota, and rather Caroline, because we saw it for ourselves on the show. However, the way she kept on reiterating and hammering on that as her own fact, I just felt like it was a bit harsh, and it would have been nicer if she spoke to Diadem, directly, because as much as Diadem is a mother, she still has like a childish aspect to her that I feel like Caroline would have been able to use her experience in life and maturity to enlighten her about, help her learn a thing or two. Because the only thing they say, the fact that somebody is married does not mean that they have sense. The fact that somebody is a mother or a father does not mean that they have sense. Maturity is not by marital status or whether you have a child or not. Sometimes people don't even know where they are sleeping. They need people to point it out to them that, okay, this is where you're sleeping, this is where you're not doing fine, right? So yes, I understand Caroline has every right to express how she feels about these two women, but she actually said a bit much. And in a way, I could see where Laura was coming from. Because number one, Laura is quite smart. She would always be on the side of her sister, Linda Ikeji, because the two women in question, especially Caroline and Dabota, they have a past history with her sister's blog, Linda Ikeji's blog, yeah? They have a past history where the sister has used that blog to defame and slander both of them, especially because of their marital issues back then. And for Laura, she's not going to defend these women. She's not going to be on their side. So she would rather not give two thoughts about them. She would rather not care about them, because let's not forget, this was part of the reason why she and Caroline had issues in season one. And so she's trying to steer clear of taking sides to anybody. And I like the fact that regardless of whatever Caroline said about Diadem, Laura was still standing her ground. Laura was still standing her ground, as to her genuinely liking Diadem, she wants to give Diadem a chance. She likes Diadem, but left for her, she does not care about either Caroline or Dabota. Yeah. Now, guys, I would love to hear your thoughts about all of these here. So please just go ahead and share in the comment section below. Now, moving on to Sophia and Diadem. I'm not going to lie. I mean, quite frankly, the scene where Diadem was excitedly saying that she was expecting Sophia in her office. Sophia had said she wanted to come and see her space. She wanted to visit, I was quite excited as well that, okay, fine, this would give Sophia an opportunity to know Diadem for herself, right? But Sophia now first of all, delaying, right? Delaying, and then calling later to tell Diadem that she's got a work emergency, that requires her to be where her place of work is. I felt like that was not fair. That was not fair. I would not take it lightly. I'll be deeply, deeply offended. Because for me, if you have a work emergency, or maybe you know that you have a full schedule for the whole day, your itinerary is like really loaded, I would have expected that you give me a heads up, maybe hours or maybe an hour at least before that time to let me know that, okay, it's not looking promising at this point. It's not looking like I'll be able to show up at your place, right? Or at your office, but just give me this grace. Maybe an hour or 30 minutes before. If it's looking like I cannot show up, then let's reschedule. I would have appreciated that. But the fact that Diadem had waited and waited and waited and waited, and then later Sophia now called to be apologizing. Oh, my queen, my queen. Oh, sorry, my queen, this and that. I said, nah, that was actually disrespectful of Diadem's time. And this time around, Sophia is really at fault. And I felt really bad for Diadem because we know that she's not one to do African time. She's not one to play with her time because she's equally a busy woman. She's a mother, for crying out loud. She's a busy woman. She's got her business going, and she also got other responsibilities to attend to. And I love the fact that when Sophia was suggesting that they do dinner later on, I love the fact that Diadem declined because, come on, you cannot joke with my time. I am equally busy. You're busy. I am busy. I am busy, but I still made out time for us to meet at my store, but you decided to honor your own work obligations over meeting with me. So me too, I cannot make out space from my own obligations the rest of the evening, just to make up with time that you stole from me and you lost. So I felt really offended on Diadem's behalf, and I felt really bad for her. You could tell that she was really trying to, hold it all in. So it wouldn't look as if, after the whole beach resort incident, she's giving off attitude again, And I really do believe that Sophia owes Diadem another type of apology. Like, when they see face to face, she really needs to apologize again. Because remember, there's a past history, and if she cares, she does not want such to repeat itself again. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you all have noticed that all of a sudden, everybody likes Mariam. Everybody is calling Mariam the life of the party. This was the same Mariam that in previous seasons, it looked like she was the social reject in the circle amongst the you-know-who ladies, right? But suddenly in this season, Mariam is like the salt of the group. She's like that spice that you need to make the meal delicious. Everybody is looking forward to spending time with Mariam. Everybody wants Mariam to be present. Everybody is missing Mariam suddenly. And it's making me wonder, like, now, wow, Mariam is now hot cake this season. Or what's going on? But ladies and gentlemen, I just thought to share that. I want to know if you guys are seeing what I am saying. If you are, just let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And this is where I'm going to stop talking because I would love to hear your own thoughts. So please go ahead and share. And I'll see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing, amazing evening.